What's the name of the song in the Alpha Flight intro? Do we want to reveal that?
It is Mad.
Do we know that?
Yeah. It's on artlist.io. It's Joe's gonna look it up in Slack. Because we wanted. Here's a fun story. Can I tell a little bit about how the sausage is made?
Please, because then I can click off Kathleen tells her story.
Let's talk about our intro and outro videos and stuff like that in that story.
Right. We never get my one disappointment with the outro videos is that, well, two disappointments. We never get to see chat's reaction to them because we're madly scrambling to get off stage.
Yeah.
And then we also never really get to talk about them because they get played and then it's the entire next day and we just sort of don't even think about them anymore.
We forget about them a bit, but this year I had Tim, one of our wonderful and hardworking comms volunteers. I was like, could we have a credits post just for these? And so that's gone up, and so you can see the writing talents and stuff. So for the intro videos, the song is "King of Mandol" by Little Maps, and we licensed that to use because the theme was like we wanted to do a D&D book, but we had to make it so like even the people who were like involved in like the distance could still be sort of in the intro in the same way.
Yeah.
So we sort of just did the headshots of people and stuff. So it wasn't like here's team here and here's team not here, and wanted to keep everybody feeling equally connected to the run as much as possible. And so I was like, let's get a cover of the Alpha Flight theme, which is from a 1991 Blockbuster Video training VHS tape, and I took out the bits we wanted and sort of did like an extended mega mix, so it would work for like the purpose of doing an intro too. Like it'd be the right length and have like an intro and a conclusion and a regular bit in the middle that you can cut to easily because you want to cut on the beat. But I was like, let's do a cover of this, and then like thought of that like I don't know, like a week before the run. Joe was just nodding me. I don't know anything about music, so I was like, how hard would that be, Joe?
Turns out pretty hard.
So the backup plan was we just find some D&D-ish kind of music. And I felt like that made me think of going into a tavern.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I kind of want to see if I can find music for that. Sheet music, because I think I could probably play it. The King of Mandol.
Oh, the King of Mandol. I was
Yeah.
like, Joe did a transcription of the Alpha Flight theme, but he did too.
The problem with the Alpha Flight theme is that it's really bassy.
Yes.
Yeah, and the mandolin is not
No.
a bassy instrument.
That made it so hard to try to make an arrangement, says Joe. And I was talking to Molly, and I was like, please help. And she was like, this is a difficult ask. So, but with enough lead time next year, maybe.
We say every year.
We say every year.
Oh.
Yep.
God.
As is tradition.
Yeah.
Yep. And speaking of the outros, somebody in chat mentioned that the outros have big TQ energy. That's partially because she helped write them.
Yeah. We had an idea, like, what are we going to do for our outro videos? We want it to be, like, pretty easy and hands-off, but we wanted to do one because it would literally help the transition between Alpha Flight and Night Watch to have, like, some videos to run in that little downtime, especially because we got to switch mics and get people out of the room. And TQ was like, what if we did advertisements for magical items? And we're like, what a great idea. Fits with the D&D thing.
Yeah.
So
the Rings of Replication.
We had
fantastic.
That was we had a writing meeting between Erica, TQ, Matt, and myself, and everybody had a brainstorming meeting, and then Erica actually did the first writing pass on Rings of Replication.
Yeah.
So that was
very good.
I was really the line what was it? It's like these 8 rings are priced to move because we're overstocked on these 16 rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was excellent. That was absolutely fantastic.
My favorite joke, because I was the one writing the overlay text, is 3 easy payments of best offer.
But then what were the other two? The first one was...
discount polymorph cream, aka
right.
a jar of mayonnaise that the label has fallen off of.
I think that would have been if we had everybody had gotten a magic item during last night's D&D session, it would have been you all get an unlabeled jar of polymorph cream, and then I would have just left that for you to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this non-vegan cream goes great with tomatoes. Because, yeah, that was, and so you still have 3 more of those, and then we had Jacob and TQ record voiceover for them, and it was very much like, all right, if this is what we want to do, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, TQ is gonna get the footage. The TQ is gonna make a basic overlay that Matt can put text on. Matt is gonna put the text and the overlay footage together. I'm gonna record the audio, and I'm gonna cut it down and do the pixie doodles and make it sound nice, and all of that. And so it was very much like Voltron assemble, smash together. Video.
Yeah, and for the ring one, we had a problem where I wrote this joke that required us to have a giant pile of identical rings.
And then TQ just had them.
No, well, actually, what
No?
what happened is I was messaging her about that, and she was like, "Could you find something like this? Like, is there like a party set of rings or something?" And so I ended up going to Michael's and looking around there, and I found they're actually they're beads.
Oh.
They were ring-shaped beads that were they came in like packs of 8, and I just got 32 of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's excellent. I was like, maybe we could do a thing where you have like a tripod lock-off shot, and you've got your ring sitting there, and then, you know, you do a thing where if it's like here, and you get a shot of that, and then you get a shot where it's here, and you get a shot where it's here, and you get a shot where it's here, and it's here, and it's here, and you just very carefully figure out where to put all these rings, and then you just do a composite shot where it looks like they sort of fade in, and they duplicate themselves. But you have to have a locked-off camera angle for that. I cannot stress that effect enough.
Yep.
That it needs to be on a tripod to do that properly. You're going to do that yourself at home, but you can. It's very easy. Because you don't even have to be, like, as long as you're really careful about keeping your lighting consistent and stuff like that, you don't even have to be, like, careful with your masking. You can just be like, right?
Yeah.
I am not particularly talented, but I know how to put together that kind of stuff.
I would disagree with that statement wholeheartedly.